Okay. Yeah, it's all set. And good evening to the dear students of JIS University, and warm welcome to all of you on the first day session of our Universal Human Values. So before our session actually start, I'll request one of our associate professor, Professor Kamalika Datta, who has taken a great pain to develop the syllabus for this particular course, to address to the newly joined students for a few minutes, and then we'll go straight away to our today's speaker, Dr. Tejinder Singh Madan. So I'll like to request Kamalika ma'am to please address the students.
Thank you very much, Maji sir. Thank you very much. Dear students, so I'm Dr. Kamalika Datta, associated with JIS University, and currently I'm on leave and I'm doing my postdoctoral study at DFKI, Germany. So, dear students, before we formally start, we have seen that in last week, Professor Maji gave a wonderful introduction about the entire course, right? You have got a glimpse of what we are going to study in this course. But before we start, I just wanted to say a few words, because the moment you feel that this is a course, a kind of burden comes to you, right? Oh my God, this is another course. We have so many courses and yet another course. Please do not think like that. This as a course. Rather, think this as a place where you will come every week and you will get to know some aspects of life which is needed apart from your curriculum studies. Of course, you are studying some course like biotechnology, computer science, education, law, and many other aspects, right? Many other courses you are studying in JIS University. But you see that for understanding the aspect of your subject, it is really very important that we also know some other aspects. You know, it is not only that by studying a few books, you will be learning everything. You have to increase your horizon. In that respect, this course, which is supported by AICTE, and frankly speaking, I have not done anything to make this course. I have just taken the exact course from what is there in AICTE. And in this lecture series, what we are trying to deliver is like, let us understand, let us interact with each other. We tell you something and you feel about that, okay, at different situations, how we behave. Is that our behavior that makes a difference? What can we do more about to improve it such that we are in a better situation to deal any circumstance, right? So in this course, we will be looking into all aspects of life. And foremost thing, don't consider this as a course, consider this as a listening session where faculties will be talking about something and you will be listening and of course sharing your views on this, fine? This is one thing, and we are very lucky to have Sir Madan Sir here, Tejinder Singh Madan Sir, who has agreed to be part of this. At this age, he is so much motivated to help JIS University and the humanity to learn something. He is ready to teach us, give all his effort. So let us take something from him. And of course, from all the faculty members who have really put effort to make this course a successful one, so that you as a student grow better, not only by learning some books only, but taking more aspects of, broader aspects of the entire scenario of it. And I'm pretty sure if you feel this as just something which will help us to take right decision, you will feel that at the end of this course, you are in a better form to take many proper decisions. Okay. So with this, I will ask Madan sir to start the session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Kamalika ji. Now, first thing I will begin with this only. You see, you're joining from Germany while you're an assignment sitting far away from us is itself is a inspiration to all of us and your commitment to this course. You see, I first clear this thing which Dr. Kamalika has beautifully said. This course is not a bookish course. It is totally a course of your self-experiential and the part of you as the part your eyes, nose, ears are. So this course is a part of yourself. In today's subject, we are going to deal with know yourself. Last time in the feedback, one of the students has very, very rightly said that we do not know about ourselves, though we know and criticize others or appreciate the others. We know more about others, but we don't know anything about ourselves. This is what all the prophets have said in their holy scripture. This is exactly 100% true. But we are very fortunate that National Education Policy 2019, as we have already heard from Dr. Manjiji, Kamalika Madam and others, that this is definitely a mandatory course. So I begin this session with you asking a question. What does we mean by universal human value? These are the three words, universal human value. What do we mean by it? So I would like the answer from you. When we say universal human value, does it mean that the other courses are not of any value to us? Certainly they are of much value to us. So what is that? This course has become mandatory called universal human value. Any one student should raise hand and reply. I would like to know from you. What do you mean and understand by universal human value?
Speak someone.
Yeah. Any one student, anyone. Please come forward.
Gomes and others I have told you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, one speaking. Please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please tell your name and department and then start.
Hello, sir. I'm Roshmi Pal from BTech CSC. I think Universal Human Values is the course where we are being taught how to respect others and the universally important human values that we should take care of.
Good answer, good answer. One more answer, please. Let us have the little more opinion on this so that an understanding will become easy. Very good answer, very good answer.
Ms. Sakshi Pandey.
Good evening, sir.
Yes,
Hello.
good evening. Go ahead. Good evening,
Sir,
go ahead.
Universal human value means we should be empathetic towards the people. Like we should treat everyone with love and compassion with everyone.
Very good answer. Exactly. This is exactly connecting ourselves to the rest of the relations and the world and understanding ourselves with all the qualities and disqualifications that we have. Very good answer. So this is a course for the well-being, number one, for the self. That is very important to understand. And then subsequently for the family, then the nature, and then the relationship with the rest of the world. So a very important course. It is not a course which is bookish. I again tell you, this is experiential. The more you understand and apply in your life, the more you will find it worthy. Whatever be your profession, whatever be your trade, and whatever entrepreneurship you do it, you will find in all walks of life, it is very, very useful. You see, as Kamalika has said, it's not that I put any effort. It was on the 7th of December, 2018, I got a glimpse of an enlightenment, and I realized my mission is whatever I have studied on values through my sufferings and through my enjoyment and through my joy, I should share it with the people. And that is what I am doing. So I feel young, just only 2 years old, because it was the 7th of December 2018. So I'm really not old that way, though by physical age, I am 80 years plus. So now coming to that, I have got another thing to tell you. Know yourself. What is it that? Know yourself first. I will say very basic things, because then the other faculty members, they will tell you other contextual things and you will be able to learn. You are going to be put into exam for every session. So my question is this, somebody should reply, what we are made of. We are a product of what? Can anybody say? I would like to. Not very difficult. If you again apply a little thought and attention, you'll be easily able to reply. What we are made of, what product we are of. Yes, anybody please? Please help me, Dr. Sudesh Ranjanji, by student.
Sir, I am Ayushi Kumari from MSc Microbiology. We human beings are actually the product of our desire, emotion, our need, want, and our value and all the principles that we either adopt from our surroundings or we adopt from our family or our environment.
That is very true. Very good answer. But my question is what we are made of, what product we are. Like you see that we say this is a metal of gold, this is silver coin, whatever. So what we are made of? My question is what we are made of. I have got the other things. So what we are made of. Yeah,
Sir,
yeah, come.
I'm Tanushree Manna from B.Ed first semester.
Maji sir, our schools are telling that they are not unable to unmute. Is there any problem?
I am doing it. They have to raise their hands.
Give them to chance to speak something.
They have to raise their hands only. Then only they will be allowed, sir.
No, our students are written in the WhatsApp. You are not able to.
I have replied. Replied, sir.
Okay.
Sir. I'm taking care.
It is not proper. Okay.
Tanushree, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm Tanushree Manna from B.Ed first semester. I think we are made of our mind and soul, both.
Good answer. But little more. Mind and soul. Yeah,
Sir,
these.
It is a combination of both. Like we think analytically, but most of our decisions are based on our emotional aspect. Like हम दिल से अपनी चीजों को मतलब भावनाओं से बहकर अपनी डिसीजन ज्यादा लेना पसंद करते हैं. Although we think analytically, but still it's part of an human.
Okay. One more answer. Good. One more answer, please. One more answer.
And so the concept of 5 elements can also be applied here.
That is all right. I mean, your answer is very correct, but you have gone
like air, water.
Yeah, right. Come on. Who is the student?
Air, water. Sir, Tanushree Manna, B.Ed first semester.
Very good. Manna, say.
We are made of air,
You
water,
right.
Tattva, sir.
Right. We are product of nature. Very true.
Yes, sir.
We are product of nature made of the 5 elements. This is our physical being. Very well said. You see, you will study and the other faculty have been assigned to tell you how the nature developed. There are 2 scientific theories, Bang theory and the second is the evolution theory. In spiritual studies, both the theories equally apply. They are not separated, they are there. So the first thing is this, that when this world was created, it was all sand, it was all non-living things, the clay, that the first thing came. And when the clay came, the water. These are the very first things that came. Then air, water, and the fire. You see, because water is what? It is a combination of oxygen and fire, H2O. So everything is made out of muddy and out of the water. That is the Bang theory. And then when we see the evolution from this thing, we came to the plantations, the forests, and all that beautiful. You see the scenery, the world over. We travel to see the beauty of the world. That is the non-living things that came. So then came the birds and animals and all the living things. And then the fourth one came the human beings. So this this human life is bounded by three, this is Guni, in Guni. So that I will discuss because it's a separate subject. So we are made of nature. We are a product of nature, made by the natural process, like any other thing that has been created by nature. Very good answer. And this should be noted down because there's a lot of ignorance about it. And yeah, now I say the second question. Along there, we have got a second component also, which no other creation has got it. Only human beings has said that. So I will not waste time because time is short. But the first student, Ambika Manna, has replied, we are definitely spiritual being also. We are a physical being, we are spiritual. And now these two things are combined together by the nature's two very important elements. There are first the 5 major elements of the nature. What are those? Air, water, fire, then the earth, and then the akash, sky. You see, these are the 5 elements of the earth. You see, earth is our playground. Earth is my body. My body is nothing. It's just an earth. It's just a matti. It is there today. I am time bound. So I will die one day and my home people will take me along with many people weeping and laughing at me, and I will be burned, or I will be buried, or I will be thrown into the sea. So that is the physical body. But there is another body within me that is a spiritual body. The spiritual body, what Manna had said, that is very true. That is the mind, and that is the soul connected with the conscience. That is the intuitive intelligence. This is, and in the physical body, I have got the body, brain, and the mind. Mind is a connector between the soul and the physical body. This is a very important point to know because I read many books. These things are not so clearly mentioned in the books. As I started understanding from the holy scripture of Gita, Shri Guru Granth, Quran, and Bible, I made a group of my friends, Christian, of course, the Hindu, the Muslim, and the Sikh gentleman also, 2, 3. We started and had long 7-year sessions on these things. Gradually, I could understand and I could realize that this is the point which has been mentioned very obliquely and touched into this. They have described mind in many ways, but mind is the tat, that is the gift of the Almighty to the human beings. A huge brain, we use very limited brain, so very great intelligence, and the mind. Mind, brain, and body, they function consequently together. They don't fit. And then the mind is also connected to my conscience. And the conscience drives this energy from the soul. So that is what, from this point we start, and we have to discover ourselves. There are 2 questions Dr. Sudesh Ranjan Ray has with him. I will request him to put the first question so that I could begin the subject, then little more with depth.
Actually, first question, which was given by your Madan sir. So he told me that to put this question. So I'm reading this question, So first question is, what do you mean by universal human values? Very fundamental questions. Already it has been discussed. So this is the first. Next one. How Chan?
I explain it.
Second question, and why it is mandatory. And third question is, what are the criteria that we can explore ourselves?
Yeah, the first question I will reply, and second and third the students will reply.
Okay.
You see, universal. Universal means good for everybody, which is the slogan in the Rotary Club also. And Sarbat Kabar, it's a good for everyone thing is called a universal. Universal doesn't mean that all people around us, there is a one part, one aspect, small aspect of the whole criteria. Actually, is a well-being of all, which is harming none. And at the same time, it brings a prosperity and happiness. There's a very important thing to understand about the universal. Human means the humanity. Unless we have got a the compassionate and empathic feeling, we cannot really think of humanity. We are very selfish and we are too greedy. And at the same time, we are always concerned about our own prosperity, irrespective, sometimes at the cost of others. You just think over these things. I'm not saying that this is my discourse and you take it for granted. Experience yourself, see and ask yourself also in tomorrow's meditation at your home for 5 minutes, how selfish I am, how greedy I am, and how really careless I am about others. This is a very important point, and that is the human. The third is the value. Value means here a different thing, because every education is value. You see, you are studying chemistry, physics, biology, medical, engineering, education department. Everything is contributing amply, a lot to the society. So this is a progressive growth of the society through knowledge, through education. So everything is valuable. Why the word value has been added to it? And the old word is a moral value. Why it has been added to it? The current word is universal human value. It's the same thing, doesn't it? Here the value means here the worth which is much, much bigger than my any professional deed of knowing myself, of bringing the potential of prosperity and happiness within me, within my family, and within the whole society and for the universe. That is what made the scientists to discover many things. And you know, from the bell, from a small telephone, toy telephone, now today we have got the regime of technology. Today is a regime of technology. And COVID-19 also I would like to mention is not a recreation of the nature. It's a love of the nature for humanity. The nature, because when we are employing more of technology, we are using the cosmic, we are using the sky, we are using the space. And then it has to be adjusted now for the benefit of us. So COVID-19 has significantly, particularly Indians, has made us to work from home, whether it's education, whether it's play, and many apps are created. See the number of the employment provided now, for where sitting at home you acquire a good education, you can communicate with your all relations and relatives, and you are now got rid of our own, that is what is called lokachari. That is, oh, iska bachche ka birth hai mere ko, I have to go to give him a gift. No, iski shadi hai, 4, 5, 7, 10 din hogi, 10 din jana hai. So we are now free from all those things. We select. Whenever we get an invitation, we select. And if anybody is having 10 functions, we select the one to go. And even they invite you only for one. So this is a change of COVID-19. COVID-19 to me is a blessing in disguise for introducing the present modern era of technology and science very fast and very strong. And now we are feeling the appetite also of offline classes so that we could meet each other, we could realize the importance of our relationship. So that is the thing. So nature is always helpful to human beings. We are. Now I tell you a very interesting thing, and that is a point of to be noted because it may come to any one of the questions. You see, talking about the 5 elements, I will just mention because within the limited time I have to cover this. And I am always open to take extra classes, open to meet my students 2 days in a week at my library in the JIS University. So I will declare all that at the end. But right now what I am saying to you is, I will talk about the Panch Tattva. What is written there in the scripture? Because I read Shri Granth Sahib and I memorize that. So I will speak. These are the slokas in all. In all holy books, there are the respective slokas, and everything has been derived from Sanskrit. So that is not a thing. So only thing, because I follow Shri Granth Sahib, so I will speak from the sloka. Pavan Guru, Pani Pita, Mata Tarat Bhaut. The earth has been called as a mother because the playground of human beings. There is a formation of day and night. And so that is why. And then everything is produced under the earth. Under the earth. All our food, our fruits, our dry fruits, their horticulture, what not, everything the earth. And earth is tolerant. Whether they bury it, body they put, and they do other things, sow nuisance to the earth, and it gladly accepts it, and it doesn't discriminate the human beings. It gives enough food to everybody to eat, and so much so that if you have got a good house and you've got space, you can create your own garden and you can cultivate yourself, own your own food of necessity. That is in nature. The Pavan Guru. Why Pavan is said the Guru? Because we are living because of the air. We are communicating with each other because of the air. And similarly, it is the air that gives me the life. So air is a guru because my speech is through words. All prophets have spoken through words. And word formation is also, there are Tenguni, and then the fourth is the para, that I will like to explain in today's lecture. You see, whatever I breathe in and I breathe out. But my breathing and my breathing out, unless I have got, somebody taught me how to breathe in and how to breathe out, or I have got my own intuitive intelligence to understand this, till that time, that does not come. There are four things, the para, dhuni. So you see, para, dhuni. So when I breathe in, unless my breathing touches the para, the sound does not take a shape. The word is not formed. The para, if the air strikes with the para, then the word starts forming. But then, para is something very mysterious element within the body. And that has got also the primordial cell. And that primordial cell scientists have not been able to discover till now. That is the mystery of the nature. But so you have to breathe in little deeper and let your breath stay in for it. But just a second or 2 seconds. And then you have not only this, you have to focus and concentrate also. You have to utilize your mind also to concentrate on that. Automatically, the sound will still appear and it will reach from para to pasanti. Pasanti is the next stage when the sound has traveled, whatever either it will be an empty sound, struck and came back, or it will be with some knowledge of truth. And it is also gradual, does not come completely at a time. That is pasanti. Then you reach to madhyam. Madhyam is, now the word is started forming. And then the bakri, and that is the kant, gala, bakri, that is we speak, a word is formed. These four things, even Shri Granth Sahib has been taken from Upanishads. They have very deeply described this. And one of the days I have known a friend who himself is writing this Upanishad, and he has read over 100 Upanishads so far in his life, including Dr. S. Radhakrishnan. I will invite one of the days to explain all those things in a better way. So understood this. So again, the fourth stage, Bakri, Madhyam, Pasanti, and Para. Para is ultimately the starting point. The fourth stage is the starting point of a spiritual life. In our normal physical life, we are leading it in three, only in Tenguni, which is more commonly known to us as Tamo, Rajo, and Sato. So other things are also derived from these three words only. The meanings are very deeper. But we generally say Tamo means ignorance, Rajo means knowledge, Sato means enlightenment. No, it is not so. It may be all right for the physical word to understand the word initially. They have got a much deeper meaning, both entire. When I say Sato, ignorance of course is there. But ignorance for what? We are very clever and we are very understandable. We have got a brain and intelligence. So Rajo, we apply that mind with all cleverness and with all hypocrisy for our personal gain. And Sato, we acquire the knowledge of charity and all that. But in religious domain, all those things carry no value. That carries no value. You have to cultivate the moral values or the spiritual upbringing by good deeds. That's very, very important. That is how you cultivate the spiritual body within yourself, because the spiritual body within us is in the seed form. You have to cultivate, but for that, you need the physical deeds. So now I come down to the physical body. Now in physical body, we have got, and now the learning is very, very advanced. But I tell you 5 things about the learning. Number 1, learning is a two-way traffic. When I'm giving you something with your questions and with your discussion session, I will learn a lot from you also. Your new questions will enable me to go a little deeper, understand the thing, because the cosmic ordained or the truth or the creator, that is infinite of virtues. We are very finite and we are to travel on infinity. So that is what the connectivity between spiritual and physical life is. So said all that, we have got a physical body, we have got a spiritual. Physical body has been created by natural process. Spiritual body is created by every individual, by his or her working on the seed of divinity within the body. So that is very simple. And physical body is necessary because it is only the physical body which has got the brain, the mind, and the soul. And then the next thing which we have got, human being, surat. That means our focus, our meditation capacity. You see, no thing in this entire world, everything has got some surat, some sensitivity of understanding. Like snake can see miles together and can smell. There are so many elements. Every element, every product has a different quality. Human beings can dwell all qualities, dwell devil's qualities also and divine qualities also. It is up to the individual human being. That is where the God does not interfere. That is where the Almighty, the Creator, has instructed the mind. Whatever human being desire, you fulfill it. So it is human being's fault to become a demonic and a shaitan, and it is a human being's goodness to understand and go through this universal human value education as a part of himself or herself, not as a burden. The more it adopts, the more potential of prosperity and happiness will develop. And that, if I like, I can become a person like an angel. It's very simple, not very difficult. And if you have made few notes, you will understand and you will reflect upon them. And I'm very sure you will yourself experience the validity of what I have said and give us in the feedback on Sunday. So said all this, now I will put another question. My other question is that why we are made, why human race is created. This is a question from my side, and then I will come down to for the reply of the second question, that is the third question which Dr. Sumant has said. First is why human race is made. Can anybody tell? Dr. Swadeshi, please help me.
Okay, third question
Hello?
is
Sir, our main purpose is to fulfill the
I not audible. Please speak.
not audible. Okay. Anyone, you try to connect properly, then other one can say. The third question is, what are the criteria that you can explore ourselves? Oh, this is the question, answer are expecting from you. Anyone can say now.
Yeah.
Harnan Michael.
Yes, sir. I am Vernon Michael from the B.Ed department. Sir had asked just now, why are we made? I just feel that we are made out of love to love. God created us out of love so that we could love, because God himself is love. So he created us so that we could spread that love through our lives. Because the human value is what I feel is mandatory, because irrespective of caste or creed, we could, live in harmony with each other. That is why it is very important that every human being have this moral value, so that irrespective of caste or creed or community, whichever we belong to, we could love freely. Because see, charity begins at home, sir. If I cannot spread love and peace in my own home, among my own relatives, how do I spread it to the world out at large? So I feel that human value is of prime importance, first because it teaches us to live in harmony with each other, beginning first in the home environment and then spreading to the outer world.
Wonderful answer. You get 100 out of 100. If I had a person, I will give you 101 also.
Thank you, sir.
Wonderful. Love begets love. It's a thing. And jin prem pyo tin hi prapaya. But Guru Nanak said something more about it. Guru Nanak said something more and it's worth noting. Jo to prem khelan ka chao, sir tar tali gali mori aao. Ik marag pair tari jai, sir di jai, kaan di. Love demands sacrifice. Love is really thinking beyond yourself. And that is very, very important thing. And that is the real climax. That is how every prophet in all religion, prophets are there who have sacrificed their life for humanity. Because it was their love. Jesus Christ was crucified because of his love for humanity. They took all our suffering. So Arjun Dev Ji was sacrificed. Then the dialogue between Arjun and Sri Krishna is a matter of the same beautiful thing, what you said as a love and responsibility. Wonderful answer. So you get a full marks, and that is worth noting. And this is a potential question for the examination also. Now I come down to second, my own thing. So why human race is made of? Though you have obliquely replied once, but still I want a specific answer why human race is made of.
So can you please repeat the question?
Yeah, anybody can speak. Tell your name and your
So can you please repeat the question?
My question is why human race has been made.
Human race has been
What is the purpose of the human race? I form the question in different form. What is the purpose? What is the duty, responsibility?
I'm Shishmita Rai Sarkar.
Yeah.
One by one, okay.
Susmita, go ahead, please. Susmita,
okay, so like I would just like, not sure how correct I am. Like you were saying that we have a spiritual body and a physical body. Now, if we think of in this term, and we have the Almighty who is there in the spiritual form, like we have somebody, a creator or a super power, and we are the physical body, the physical part of this who is sent to this earth, where we can perform the what is required, duties that we require to perform. So maybe this is my idea. I'm not very sure how correct I am.
Nice. You see, this is how the thought will dwell. It's not a question that some questions answers will be
maybe we are just
your thought is a
physical embodiment of the superpower. The superpower, whatever powers, whatever, like he said that there is love, there is power, and all other things that are there. We are a physical embodiment of that superpower who is sent to this earth to perform various duties and like to go through the circle of life and birth. This is my idea. I'm not very sure.
We have reached the almost the correct answer. So it means we are created by somebody. So it means there is definitely a creator. First point is there is a creator. We may call him by any name, because in scientific age, we use the word God, no doubt about it. But creator means an energy, a power that has created everything. And that I will classify also. What is the correct name for that, I will tell you. But first thing is, there is definitely a creator. The creator out of shunya, out of nothing, a bank theory. He created first the landscape, a beautiful landscape. Then he came with the water, and then he created that's the landscape in the earth and the water. And then they created the whole nature, then as I told you, then the non-living, living things and the human beings. So there is a creator. So if there is a creator, then if he has created us, so he is the master of this creation, owner of this creation. And then there is definitely certain rules also working in this creation, because the air, the water, the sun, the moon, the fire, everything is working under a certain order and in a certain discipline. I will refer particularly in this case, the fire. Every wood has got a fire, paper has within its a fire, everything. But the point is you need to ignite and it works, and the same fire, which is very useful for us in our cooking and all that. And if the same fire is not a discipline, jungle mein aag lag jaye, ya tel ko aag lag jaye, it can create havoc. So the two things are there. Number one, there is a creator. Creator is the number second, he is a master, the owner. Then third, he has got a cosmic ordained. He has got a certain rules. And that is what we have to understand in exploring ourselves. That is, there is a cosmic ordained, which is working throughout this. And in this cosmic order, every human being has been made. The word love came. He has to first imbue love within self, and then spread this love to the children, to the family, to the neighbors, to the country, and all around. The more the person is imbued in love, the more spiritual that man is. So that was a beautiful answer. And then we are born, human race is made to serve the divine, to serve the master. We are in service of the divine. And my joining JIS Spiritual Study Center and founding it is dedicated to Guru Nanak Chair, and we got it from Punjab government in 2019 because myself and the faculty, all the faculty from Vice Chancellor to every professor to the PM, they were enthusiastic about knowing self, and they were enthusiastic also to understand the potentiality of prosperity and happiness. So our Chancellor was called to Punjab and our Guru Nanak Chair was given to us. So the point is, we are born to love. We are born to serve the Almighty, the God. And the definition of God, which I know if any religious man listen to my definition, he will beat me because I'm talking to my student. It is either grow or demolish. So there are only two ways in our life. There's no other choice. Either we grow. We can grow through the ethical ways, or otherwise we will demolish, we will finish, because I'm a time bound, one day has to come. So nothing will be there I have given to the society. So I came with a lot of prayer of this love within me, and I've used that love unknowingly and without discovering myself, without understanding my duty. I have wasted it and enjoyed my life by eating, sleeping, and gossiping and gone away. That is not my life. My life is, of course, to be prosper. I need to prosper, then only I can make my life. I need to have the knowledge. I need to study in school and university and keep on studying till my death. There's a very, very important thing. So focus on your studies, my dear students. It is very, very helpful. Number two, then the prosperity will come by this learning of these subject matters. Become the real human beings and discharge, give your duty best. When you are discharging your duty, do not count that your senior is getting a more pay and you are made to work more, and you are put in, and sometimes feeling come, everything I do, the boss does not do. He sits only into the chair and orders. No. He has got also a specific duties to perform. Because he's performing those specific duties, that is why the board appoints him at that position. So you are being prepared to reach to that stage, and you are still to cross through the suffering, through the pains to reach to that stage. That is why you are given the assignments. There's a very simple way of thinking. And if you think that way, then at the time of performing duty, there should be only one thing in your mind: empathy, compassion, to do your job. Similarly, in my mind, the definition of religion means the duty, the responsibility, because the dharma is otherwise is a duty, and religion means is an institution. Islam, institution. Sikhism, an institution. Hinduism is an institution. Like there are hundreds of universities, private and government and other public, and then there are lakhs of schools. There are a number of boards everywhere in the whole world, but ultimately goal and education is one. Ultimate syllabus is one. So these are the institutions, and I should not be called on. I should have got no doubt in my mind that if I don't perform this particular ritual, something wrong will happen. No. If you don't perform your duty well, if you don't take it well, if you don't think well, then everything is going to go wrong. But if you have got a good intention, mind it, there are three things. You have got a intelligence. So you have got with intelligence, you will, out of looking at things with your eyes, a lot of thoughts will come to you, you will plan out, and a desire will emerge within you. Now this desire is a very important thing, kamana. And this is also written in Upanishad. Out of the four necessities of human beings, this kamana is the one most important. This is also a kosh, then this is also a deed, right? So this is the desire which is there. And the Almighty, the Creator has ordained the mind that whatever human beings desire, fulfill it. So this is a great responsibility within us. That is why know yourself is very important, because if I know what I am, then I will be really leading the life in the service of the divine Creator, and I will be responsible. I will be responsible in my thoughts. The more pure my thoughts are, the more clean my soul is and my mind is. Soul is, of course, always clean, my mind is. So we have to enlighten our mind. A beautiful book has been written by our past president, Abdul Kalam, Igniting Mind. A beautiful book. And as soon as it was published, I grabbed it in the very first edition as quickly as I came to know, and that you read it if you get a time. The point is, we need to have the positive thoughts, the creative thought, and engage ourselves into the creativity. That is a very important thing, and automatically the rest of the things, the cosmic order, it starts functioning, and my creativity and my thoughts, I keep that those ideas start coming in, and the wonderful things will happen with you in your lifetime. So that is the first thing. Now I come to my main subject of, after these questions, now I come down. All these my questions are understood or not? Somebody want to ask anything in between before I go to the straight subject of knowing yourself?
Yes, Madan sir, we have a question in the chat box.
Right.
Yeah.
Arjama Chatterjee. Arjama, I request you to ask directly. You raise your hand so that I can make you unmuted.
Sure.
Arjama Chatterjee, yeah. Now you can unmute. Yeah, please ask.
Good evening, sir. I'm Arjama Chatterjee, and I'm from BMLC course first year.
Yeah.
So I'd like to ask the question that why we shouldn't quit in life, and why we should always be confident about what we are doing, and how will we know that we are doing something wrong or right in our life?
Wonderful question. Very important question, and I need to reply it. You see, the human beings are made incomplete. You see, a child is born, and the child cannot have the standing capacity, cannot speak, cannot see in the beginning, and even cannot recognize the voice. In matter of days and in the matter of weeks and the months, he starts developing. We are born incomplete. That is the point number one. Point number two, this entire world is a playground of the divine. So play is always made of the two opposite characters. So there is the devil and there is the divinity. Particularly, Islam believes in this thing a lot. I will not go into the religious aspects of all that, but I will only say it is a game between the devil and the divine and the angel. That is the game. Because it is a game, like a game of a chess, so that is why we are always in doubt. We are always, whatever you have said, we are not confident and all that. Now, how are these things? These things will all come to you one by one gradually once you start cultivating the seed of divinity within you. When you start having a company of the good people, when you discipline yourself and understand three important things: discipline, time, and focus. When you have got within these three qualities within you, a discipline, life, understanding the importance of time, and focus in your work, you will find your duality and everything will start vanishing. That is a natural cosmic order. Everything is happening of its own. The only thing is we have to connect with that outer mode. Once we connect ourselves with the outer mode by desiring to be like that. So that is why there is another word called intention. Our intentions have to be pure. The pure our intentions are, they will pass on the signal of our creative thoughts and the creative desires, and the mind will instruct the body to do the creative things. And then it is the duty of the creator, of the cosmic order, to make us meet a good people. And that is what I have experienced personally in my life of 80 years. I have 80 plus now. Many, many great people, even today, I'm in connection with the great people. And I'm only a simple, ordinary graduate BSc honors and done the little paint technology diploma of my time only 6 months. And I was appointed with the Berger Paints. That it was a British paint. During my training, 6-month training itself, the technical director, Mr. Godwin, it was a British company, called me at his chamber, and I'm telling you this story so that you understand what the divinity can work. And my boss was a Parsi gentleman, Mr. Kapadia. You know, Parsis are very good soul. A small community. He started here, okay, this is only still under training, and he has just come in the office to report, and the managing the technical director has, you have position number 2, Mr. Godwin. He was just below the managing director. And why he has called, he will be today really shut out. But the point is, it was exactly the reverse. The managing director asked me, Mr. Madan, I see when I come to office, my wife should drop me. You are also at the office 10, 15 minutes early. What is that? I said very honestly that I stay with my sister in Calcutta at Bentinck Street, and my niece, she's studying in Loreto, Dharamtala. I drop her and then come because her school starts at 8:30. I drop at 8:30 and I reach her at 8:40, 45. That is how I come. He smiled and then he said, okay, just take a cup of tea. You see, I was still surprised what is going to happen further. Then he said, I have got a vacancy in Bombay. I will now give you formulation training for 3 weeks and I will send you as assistant technical manager, Bombay. You see, this created great great turbulence in this, because there were, before me, there were the candidates who were 5 years, 7 years old, and they had a hope to fill in that job. But then I got the chance and then I was sent to Bombay. That is how the divinity works, because my parents had taken special care that I keep good company, I involve myself into spiritual activities, and I learn through the scriptures. That is very, very important. Very, very important. So that was the whole idea to tell you this story. The more you connect within yourself, within your own divinity, you see, whatever scriptures you have got, read a line of the sloka, understand and dive deep into this. Khali path karne se kuch nahi hoga. Even if I read the whole Guru Granth Sahib.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sir, sorry for interruption. Sir,
yeah.
Sir, how we
Please
create?
introduce yourself. Student, please introduce yourself first.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Sir, I am from MSc in remote sensing and JIS.
And your name?
My name is Jaidev Das Boiragya.
Yeah. Now
I am
you go.
from being a Bardwan से. ठीक है सर. सर मैं कहना चाहता हूँ कि how we spread love and happiness in every religion, man. Can you
very
understand
good.
my question?
Yeah, as I observe, you said how we spread love. That is what
Yeah, sir. Yeah. Of course.
You see, this question has an answer in itself. Yes, sir, how I can spread? By serving the people, by compassionate, empathetic to them. It's not always by charity. It is by understanding their problem and finding the right answer. Many times, and I think 80 to 90% time, it is spending little time with them and giving them the right advice and the right thing if you know it. If you don't know it, don't take a chance. That is the one way. Second way, do not groom any type of hatred in your mind and never criticize anyone. Even if somebody is abusive to you, refrain, fight the abusive person, whatever you do it, but don't criticize him because that is his original, that is the originality of that person and his day. Here I will read a small story of Buddha, Siddhartha Buddha. He was a king's son, and naturally, I mean, you can see that what I am going to say. So when he saw a dead body and when all those things he saw, and that Varak came to him, and he chose to really, I mean, find the truth. So the name of the God is the truth. Satyai, the reality of life is the truth, and that is the creator. The whole creation has been created that through the element of truth, Satya, Sat Chit Anand, Satya. So the whole creation, and the energy is the Naam, that is the word which is written in the prophetic books. I am not saying particularly Sri Granth Sahib. I read Granth Sahib, but I have read a lot of Gita. Even I attend Gita's lectures, even today on Dr. Joy Rai, who speaks from Pune every Saturday. I can, if you want, I can share that link also. I also listen to the Jains and I also listen to the Islam because I try to understand. Their ultimate mission and saying is the same. So when Siddhartha denounced that I will not become the king and all that, and started working in search of truth, then his nephew, you know all his name, he said that no, this is not a good thing. He called him with a lot of names, covered this and that. Why you? And then he will listen. And smilingly, when his friend, I've forgotten his name, his nephew's name, and he will, with the same pleasantness, he will wish him, give him blessings and send him. So he even blew him, has beaten also Siddhartha, but he is the same quiet, and he was at the fourth stage called Sahaj. Sahaj is the fourth stage from where the journey starts. That is the composed mind. The harmony has started coming to you. That we will discuss much in detail later on. Today I'm only to say, he says you have abused me. So you have brought a gift for me to give me, which is not acceptable to me, and I have not taken it. So still it is yours. I have not respected it as not mine now. Any gift, if I give it to you, my students, unless you receive it, it remains mine, it does not come to you. So same thing applies. If you are here today to attend the class, the more attentively you listen and the more questions you ask me, you will go home as your own knowledge, as your personal knowledge, as your personal guru with you. And otherwise, my things will remain with me and your things will remain with you. I have lost nothing and you have gained nothing. So that is not the transaction. Our transaction should be complete. There is a one sign of love. I must teach the way you understand. I must ensure you understand. Thank you. Is it clear or you want more thinking?
Clear, sir, clear.
Thank you. So I should proceed. Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Sir, I have one more question to ask. My name is Sakshi Pandey. Sir, why religious intolerance is growing? If every religion teaches love, then why that thing is growing more now in today?
Yeah, very good question. Very good. And the truth also. You see, the word works on give and take. There is a transaction of lekha. Lekha, you understand the word? Hindi word likha. Likha means give and take. And in that transaction, there is exchange of either the money, currency, or the material. This is the way of the world. And the world wants either the position, the name, the fame, or the richness. That is what is the need of the physical ignorance human beings. But those spiritually enlightened human beings, they say we need to live, and in order to need to live, nature has provided everything, and even with the small labor, you earn much more than you need for you and your family. And then every government has got lot of security schemes. Only thing is this, our ignorance, we are not aware of our own security schemes. We don't avail them. We don't guide the people. Even our NGOs are corrupted. So this is the corruption that makes every religion trade, every religion a trade. And that trade brings the intolerance. That is there everywhere. If you think over, then you can reply me yourself better. Maybe then my this answer modify more. So this is my understanding. The corruption, ignorance, and a need for the self-glory, self-interest is the cause of intolerance, and the trade, everything trade. So that is the cause of the intolerance. And intolerance in the framework of the spiritual has got no place. धरती मैंने बोला था ना, धरती के से ज्यादा tolerance कौन कर सकता? See, we all walk, and on this we pray, we throw spit on this, and then at the same time, when a festival comes, we decorate before our house with chandan and everything. So, but the earth remains mute to everything, and still that loves and gives lot of food for us to eat in many varieties. So that is a beauty, and that is why 5 elements, all the 5 elements have got the 5 good qualities and the 5 evil qualities. And the Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar are the energies. And the energies are to be utilized for the positive thing. We will discuss in our lecture. Today I'm enjoying this preliminary introductory talk with you. So come on, because I have still to tell you how to explore yourself. So I want to come to my own subject ultimately after giving all this background. Any more question? One I can take more, and then I want to reply go ahead with my own chapter. Any more question? No, then I go ahead. You see, our gene, what we call as sanskar, we are born with an attitude. Attitude
Sir,
is yeah.
Extremely sorry to interrupt you, but I have one more question, and this question might be a bit out of the domain which we are discussing over here. So my question is that God is said to be omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent. So I would like to know that if there is such a God, then why there is so much suffering in the world? Why some people end their life by the means of suicide? Why there are so many wars, famines? Why can't he stop that?
I can tell you. So what do you understand the meaning of God? Tell me first. I have already told. What do you understand the meaning of the God? You reply me, then your question I will reply. Okay. The God is truth, nothing else. It's an energy. An energy, and the entire world is moving out of that energy. Energy is within you, energy is outside. And energy is in the scripture, the words. Because the holy scriptures are not the ordinary books. They are not the books of literature. They depict the energy of divinity. The divine being, the truth, the divine being, the truth, and the energy of that truth is the God. Otherwise, in my language, if you ask me, but don't write it in the answer paper, God stands for G-O-D, either grow or decay. It is your choice. Is it clear? Is it clear? Now you said why there are so wars. I've just replied that it is ignorance, it is a self-interest, it is the trade. So if you are going for the trade, the trade is good. There is always there is an element of untruth, but you have to live on truth. So I have already replied this question. First, then you have to be very clear about the definition, what you understand by God. Am I clear? Yeah, I think my answer should have satisfied you. If not satisfied, you are still liberty to tell.
Hello.
Yeah. So if not telling, then I understand that you have understood the
Excuse
answer.
me, sir.
As yeah.
Could I speak, sir?
On to one. Now give me.
You can speak.
Please give me.
Sir, with your permission, so can you hear me, sir?
You can speak.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. This is Vernon Williams from Education Department. With your permission, sir, could I try to answer the question which my friend just asked? Why is there so much of suffering in the world? Why is there war when God is there? Could I try, with your permission, to answer this question?
You can answer. You speak.
So what I feel, God, the Creator, has created each one of us out of love to love. And He's given us a gift of free will. We human beings change with time, but God never changes. He has created us and He is God. He doesn't change. So He has given us the gift of free will. And how we exercise this free will, that is left on us. Just because I choose to lead life in the wrong path, He is the God of love, and He loves both the righteous as well as sinners. He loves the good as well as bad, because the sun shines on all human beings, irrespective of whether I'm living a good life or a bad life. The rain falls on each one of us, irrespective of whether we're living a good life or a bad life. So He gives us blessings, and He has given us this free will to choose. What we do with this free will that is why I am exercising this free will to cause harm to somebody else, because of which there is suffering in the world. Because of religious leaders or leaders of nations taking wrong decisions, or maybe not in the interest of the people, wars happen in the world. But at the end of the day, we all have to answer someday for the way we have lived our lives. And I feel that that is the time that we will be responsible as how we have used this free will which God has given us. And if due to my use of my free will, I have caused harm and suffering to others, I will have to answer for it one day to that Creator who created me and sent me with a purpose, so that I could go on to spread His divine plan. His divine plan, He created us in His image. He is a God of love who created love, and for us to love. In His divine plan, He had a plan for us. But with this plan, He gave us the gift of free will, and He has left that to us, how we use this free will. And because of which there is suffering in the world and there are wars. I hope I have been able to answer my friend's question.
Just I would like to say one more thing, that like in the beginning of the earth, as described by Bible, I'm saying that it is
Sorry
said
to
that.
interrupt, Swami J. Rai. Please introduce yourself and go ahead.
Okay, sir. My name is Swami Jagannath Rai. I am student of second year BBA LLB, and my question is that at the beginning of earth, I have not read the Bible completely, but I've read some parts of it, and I read that at the beginning of time, God created this planet and everything was perfect. Means like there were no wars, no famine, nothing was there. Just people lived in blissful state. So why doesn't God turn back the clock and return us to that same state again?
Yeah, Madan sir, you have to unmute. Madan sir, you have to unmute.
Sir, actually, Madan sir left now. Okay. He'll be coming back. He's coming.
Hello, now is it okay?
Okay.
Thank you. I have to take help of my son.
Okay, no better.
So now I have learned from him. I have learned today. You see, we are born to serve, I have told to you. And the service of the God, the assignment is love. The duty may be whatever. Love means my dedication to the work, whatever the work I do. So look at the nature. Look at the nature. The flowers, the fruits, the food, everything really has got a specific thing. And whenever we take whatever thing you see, and the birds also, there's some singing birds, some usually different things. So similarly, every human being has been assigned a job, and that job has to be done with love, with dedication, and the service of the divine. The moment we don't do that, then the suffering starts coming. And then the result is also there. In that suffering, the one who has lived with the hukam, accepting the hukam, suffering is also a hukam. So we have to accept the ordained of the divine. So that acceptance is the most important thing. Sukh and dukh, they are the two parts out of which our happiness generates. Every suffering has a seed of happiness, and every happiness is a seed of suffering, because the life is a game, and it's a game for the God to play with the human beings, and that is why there has to be a responsibility. The responsibility rests on our compassion and empathy, nothing else. Love, that is all what we need to do. Rest everything is our intellectual taming, and we have to refrain from it. So I would like to now request my students to hold on to your question, because know yourself. There are few elements I have to tell you because of self-exploration. That is my subject today, which have not come straightforward so far. I was only creating the background. In self-exploration, you have to know your A, B, C. Please note down this. It's very important. You won't get it in books. That in self-exploration, in knowing yourself, you have to know A, B, C. A stands for attitude. You are born with a specific attitude, that is your natural gift, and you have to work on this attitude to make it par, to be in line with the divine, the positive, the creative thinking. And that can be done by converting attitude into an aptitude. Aptitude to love, aptitude to serve, aptitude to work. And there's in between the two is a word altitude. So meditation is nothing, is a rod of an altitude, where you see that how far your attitude you have worked upon to really have an energy to serve. What else is making me to work at 80 years? It is that I realized on 7th of December 2018 that no, my life is not only to do and run my factory and business and earn money. That is a part. Yeah, that is a very essential part of my life. But then the God has given me the chance right from the age of 11 until now. I have come across amazing people who talked about spirituality to me. And I must share it with my students. I must share with students, because next year we are going to celebrate 75th Independence Day, and we must share it with the student. India must change. That's very important. So watch your attitude, and then tell me in the next session. I will ask question about that, what you could see the transformation in your attitude, what you discovered about you. Second is a belief system. Now, different religion has given a different belief system. So that belief system, now you have to make it of universal human value system. That is the purpose of universal human value. That is harm to none, good to everybody. Then your tolerance will develop, your patience will develop, everything will develop, your attitude will be created. So belief system has to be modified, which need to be corrected to align with the truth. That's very important. Third thing is your conduct, how you behave, how you deal with the people, how you talk, how you communicate. These are the three ABC, are the natural things we have. It's important to work on this. And then D, of course, is your deeds, karma. Karma, deed is deeds. That is not many times in your hand. And that is where the role of mind and of your desire and intellect will come. We'll talk this subject at a later time. And the last is the emotion. The fifth one is the emotions. You have to understand that emotions at surface are like the waves of the sea on the top. Okay? But if you dive deep into the sea deep is very calm. Look at the fish, how they travel the whole world. It's such a freedom. And all human beings are born with freedom. We have got a right to live with our democratic thoughts, with the belief system. I have to pursue it in the right and scientific manner, not absolutely the way it has been taught to us by the, I call them the traders. I call all those who put us into unnecessarily doubts and rituals and Burmas, I call them the traders. They are only doing the trade with religion, and they are doing a great, great harm to the society. You have to come out of this, learn to live in truth, learn to understand truth, discover the truth is infinite. Make your finite yourself to this. Be creative at all sort of time, and try to be helpful to others. You see, the other one simple word I'm giving it to you after telling you this A, B, C, D, E, and F stands for the faith. F stands for the faith. And God, I have already just explained you. So faith. Once about faith, I want to say one thing. We have got faith. There are two words. One word is bharosa, and the other thing is apart from bharosa, प्यार. हम लोगों को बच्चे से प्यार होता है. We love children, but we don't have any faith in them. The children do not know, they do not have a mature mind. The child can put his finger into the fire, so we always take care of the child. But we love him. The old man, the experienced man, we have got faith in him. But by that time, we don't love him because he has become useless. He's not earning money. And he's not doing, many family feels him a burden and put him into an old house. That's the way of life. Because the life works on the material things and the divinity works on love. So that is the thing, the message for today of discovering yourself. I will suggest all these things, your attitude, your belief system, and your conduct. You watch these things. Do the meditation every day on that. Read your holy scripture. Remember one line, one stanza. Repeat it as many times and meditate on what is the message, and see that your attitude, your belief system, and your conduct, does it respond to what you are reading, what your guru is saying? I certainly say no, because it's a level. So you have to apply your, I will say why no, because many questions will be answered by you next time if you have worked on these parameters. Apply this altitude to understand your attitude and convert it to an aptitude. Lagan, live. Try to convert it into an aptitude to understand the truth, the love, and the sharing. So that is the message for today's Know Yourself. I think I'm very clear. I would request the students today specifically now in the rest of the 15-minute session, which is the time now available to us, please ask me the question relating to Know Yourself alone.
Yeah, dear students, we have only 5 minutes for the day. So you are requested, 5 minutes. So you are requested to ask anything on this related topic. I can see Joydev Das Boyraj. Yes, you can unmute and ask. Meanwhile, I have shared the attendance.
Hello, sir. Hello,
Yeah.
sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So I have a question. How to way to came out from first session? We are here. Many people are Many people are applied to suicide. That's why can be being him.
Frustration.
Okay, frustration.
That is a frustration. Emotions are so weak, they have not tamed their emotions. You see, I suggest one thing. If the students are unable to frame a question relating to the topic, you see, I will be available not for another 10-15 days because I am to be hospitalized for my operation of hernia. So day after tomorrow. But I think I will give you the date. I think after 25th of November, I will be available in the university for 2 days in a week. That is the Tuesdays and Fridays. And I will be there after from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. And there's a library room in the university. You can come. And I will, in the meantime, request Mr. Gurinder Kaur, the librarian, to be present at least minimum 2 days in a week and share with you your doubts. And second thing, I will suggest you form RDI group, Read, Dialogue and Introspect group. Make 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 friends and form a group. Talk about these things because this education is not an easy education. It is an experiential education, and as per the course, it needs to be discussed and it will be natural acceptance. Natural acceptance means attitude be converted into an aptitude. So for natural acceptance, so that this knowledge becomes your own knowledge, you definitely need to form a group and discuss among yourself what I have taught, make a note of it, and you will see within next 2-3 sessions, the answers will start coming to your mind yourself. This is the experiment you do. And for today, if the controller admits you, you may ask any other question, or otherwise you can send it through mail or
Sir.
Yeah, we request to ask related question only. Related to yes, please.
Hello, sir. Sir, this is Jaybrata Bhurai from B Farm first year. So, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sir, actually, I'm observing nowadays that many corrupted peoples are there across the country and in our across the whole world and in our country also. But what is happening that God is not punishing the corrupted people. God is punishing the good one. So why it is happening with the good one only? This is not happening with the, bad people.
That's a good question. You see, now I tell you, corruption is also a part of the game. My point is this: the corrupt people are doing the corruption. Let the people who are not corrupted are also performing their duty, and they're doing well. So that's not a thing. Now, the second point of view is that what you find that the corrupt people, they flourish, and those who are honest, they suffer. So you are counting both the things in terms of material and money. And in the terms of material and money, this the divinity is not a currency of money. The divinity is the currency of nidhi. Khajana hai. Kis cheez ka khajana hai? Patience, tolerance, that understanding, then working. They are like nidhi. There are 9 prayers. We will talk about them later on. Now, I tell you one thing. Those who are corrupt, ask that any one corrupt man, is he happy within? He will never be happy, I can guarantee you. I can give you written on the stamp paper. Any corrupt people is suffering more than a poor man or any man, what you call that a person who is honest is suffering. The person who is honest, he is at peace with it. He is at harmony with it. He may have got less material, less affluence, doesn't matter. But the point is, the divinity shines at the right time, So you have to wait for that Swati boon, that right time, because our life is bounded by time. So I have to tell you, there are 7 different chapters. So today I'm talking on the first. So if we restrict to the first, I have told you about ABC. If you want to ask anything about ABC or extend it to DEF also, I have told 6 parameters. A, B, C, D, E, F, and then G. G is finished, it's 7. And I told it, God is to me, either you grow or you demolish. If you restrict the question to my today's talk, particularly about know yourself, A, B, C, D, E, F, I will be very happy. Yeah, any question on this talk I have said of discovering yourself?
Now I think time is up. Okay.
Yeah. No, Madan sir, I don't think any question on today's topic, but
okay.
They can
send
on by email or by
okay.
Yeah, and they can interact also on Sunday afternoon, as we are sitting on Sunday afternoon.
Right.
Repeat this session. So it will be good if the students do think at home and have any questions for discussion. We can have it on Sunday afternoon.
Yes, sir, I appreciate. It's a very difficult subject and the students are therefore hesitant to ask. So they will be able to ask good questions on Sunday. And they are welcome.
Right, sir, right. So dear students, with this we are coming to an end. Please record your attendance. The form has been shared both in the chat box of YouTube as well as in Zoom. So hopefully all of you have recorded your attendance. Till now we have 217. So we are expecting some more attendance because in the meeting we can see around 350 participants were there. So please put your attendance. Meanwhile, we are closing the live stream where the attendance